Not sure if it's too early to be making this video, but let's give it a shot. Um, so here it is, guys. Michigan football's 2018 season is finally over, and I am sick of football for right now. At least with Michigan, I still got the playoffs to look forward to, but of the NFL at least. But uh, I'm gonna be doing my predictions, my way too early predictions for Michigan football 2019 schedule. Um, and yes, I'm aware we lost in the Peach Bowl. I watched the whole game. Well, most of it. I turned it off in the last minutes, but uh, you okay. So my no, I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna make a review video for all the Big Ten football games once all the bowl games are over, and I'll react to them. I'll just tell you that this game hurt, but it didn't hurt as much as the Ohio State game, so because it was just a lousy Peach Bowl, but it was still pretty important to win because we're 1-3 under Jim Harbaugh in bowl games now. So, but let's talk about 2019 schedule. It's a lot different than 2018's. It's a lot easier. We've got an extra bye week. We have an early game. So let's get into it. So the first game we've got is against Middle Tennessee. Well, everyone's calling it Middle Tennessee State. I have no clue how Middle Tennessee did. I'm assuming they did okay with the teams they went up against. They don't play the hardest teams in the world. I believe we're gonna win. Obviously, why would I believe that we weren't? We aren't gonna win this game. If we lose this game, then I 2019 season's over. I don't know. We finished in the top 10 or 5 in our 2019 recruiting class, so there's no reason why we should lose this game. But I think we're gonna dominate this game and win pretty easily. So we win this one. After that, we've got Army, which is a weird game. I don't think I've never seen us play Army. I've never seen us play Middle Tennessee, but I've never seen us play Army before. This would be my first time ever watching that. But yeah, we play Army. I think we're going to win pretty well. Army had a good season, but I don't think that they're definitely not on any Big Ten team schedule. Maybe Rutgers, but I think we're gonna win this game. I think we're gonna dominate this game. So, Army, we're gonna win pretty easily. Then right after that we have a bye week, like 2 easy games at home, and then we've got a bye week, which it's just weird. But let's skip that and at Wisconsin. So right after the bye week, we go to our first road game at Wisconsin. It's harder to say with this one. Our recruiting class speaks for itself. I think we're going to win this game. And I think it'll be probably, I don't know. I don't want to say as easy as 2018. It'll be harder, but I think we're still going to win pretty convincingly. I can't imagine Wisconsin's going to be the greatest team in 2019. They had a pretty terrible year in Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, the way Wisconsin usually does football, it was a pretty off year. So I think they're going to come back and do much better, but I think they're also not going to be as good as us. So because we did dominate them, and then we had a better recruiting class, so I think we're going to win this one. Next is Rutgers. Rutgers surprisingly doesn't have the worst recruiting class in the Big Ten. That goes to Maryland, but Rutgers still had a pretty low. They're pretty low on that chart of recruiting classes. I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna dominate like we always do. It's at home this time, so and that really doesn't matter, but. I mean, it does for us, but still, last time we played them there, it was kind of so we didn't win like we should have. But Rutgers, we're going to win easily. We're going to start out the season 4-0. Oy. I hate playing this team. No matter what it is, I hate playing this team, and I'm going to worry about this game. Iowa. I think we're going to win this one. And the only reason I'm saying that, I don't know what HC means. I'm not sure if that means we're playing in a neutral stadium, but it doesn't say at. So if it's if it's a home game for us, I'm gonna go with us just because we're at home. So I'm gonna go with that just because we're at home. This would be our first game against them since 2016. I think it was 2016. Had to be. Where we lost. It was our first loss of the season. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. I think we're going to win this one, though. At Illinois, we're going to win easily. We're going to go in. It's going to be pretty much a nothing win. And we're going to start out the season 6-0. So Illinois, we got it. At this point, we're bowl eligible. Great. I don't really care if we're bowl eligible. I just hope that we make the playoffs. That's all I want. I want a Big Ten championship more than anything first, but one baby step at a time. We need to make more wins than 10. Okay, if 2019, if we don't have at least 11 wins and beat Ohio State, and Ohio State being one of those wins, then the season was a complete bust. Complete forget season, complete failure, okay? I don't want another 10-2 season where we lose to Ohio State. So I think we're going to win this, but I think we're going to win this game. I don't think it really matters that it's at Illinois because I don't remember the last time we played them, we shut them out. That was quite a few years ago. We won like 45-0. So, yeah, Illinois, we're going to win. At Penn State, I have no clue how Penn State's doing in recruit. Oh, I do know, actually. They did really well. I think they ended up becoming second. So I think, of anything, this is going to be one of our harder games, along with Ohio State. This is going to be one of our harder games. But they were ranked. Penn State finished with their recruiting class ranked number 2 in the Big Ten, right behind Michigan. So I think we're going to win in I'm going to say a close one. I think we're going to win in a close one. Maybe in overtime. I don't know. We'll see. Because the last few years, last 3 times we played them, it was by a lot of points. In 2016, we killed them 49-10. 2017, they killed us, what was it, 42-13. And this year we killed them like 42-7. So, it's very back and forth on destroying each other. So I think this time around, though, it'll be closer. But we'll see. Notre Dame, we're gonna win. I'm not going to tell you that we're gonna lose this game. It's at home. Our recruiting class finished higher than Notre Dame's. There's no reason we should lose to them. We've got all the advantages. All right? So if this was in South Bend, maybe it'd be different. But because it's in Ann Arbor, it's at home, we're going to win this one. The loss was disappointing, but we're going to win this one. It's later in the season, too. So that also helps us because the only reason I believe we lost to them this year was because we played them so dang early. And, yes, I saw Notre Dame lose to Clemson. I knew they were overrated to begin with. So I think we're going to win this one. Maryland, we're going to win. It doesn't matter. We're at Maryland. They have a terrible recruiting class this year. They don't have I don't think they might have a couple of 4 stars, but everything else is 3 stars. They don't have any 5 stars. We're going to win easy. We're going to win easy. It's going to be one of those games that and then we get a bye week. So we get a second bye week for whatever reason, but we got a second bye week. This year, the 2019 season is definitely friendlier, I would say, than the 2018 season. So let's move on now. Michigan State. Their recruiting class for this year, for 2019, finished pretty low, I would say. I think we're going to win this one, especially because it's at home, even though that didn't prove to do anything, even though last time we played them at home, we lost. But that was because we had a terrible offense with a great defense for Michigan State, and that's why the game is so low scoring. And, with our recruiting class finishing much higher than theirs, I don't believe that they have an advantage at all. I think we've got all the advantages, so I'm going to go with the win against Michigan State. And unless Michigan State proves me otherwise. I mean, they could, because the 2018 Michigan State team reminds me a lot of Michigan in 2017. Terrible offense, great defense, a lot of low scoring games, but an ultimately disappointing season. So, I think if they do anything like Michigan did, they're going to turn their season around. But we'll see what happens if they can get a better quarterback, because Brian Lewerke is worthless. They need a new quarterback. So, but Michigan State, I think we're going to win this one. Indiana at Indiana. I think if it's going to be any game that we lose, besides Ohio State, I think this could be one. But just because of how much we've won against them, like, I've never seen us lose to them, and I don't think that will change. Their recruiting class finished way lower than ours anyway, so I'm gonna go with Michigan winning here. So we're gonna win this one, and that's my prediction. We're gonna go 11-0 to go up again when we get to Ohio State, but we're gonna lose to Ohio State. So until we beat Ohio State, I'm not going to predict that we're ever going to beat them. So I think we're going to go 11-1. Ohio State's going to do pretty much the same thing and probably go to the Big Ten Championship again against God knows who, probably like Iowa or Wisconsin or maybe Northwestern again. Who knows? So 11-1 is my prediction. Now, it's better. Maybe I don't expect them to do any better than that. Anyway, I don't expect them to go undefeated. I believe if they only lose one game, and as long as it's not Ohio State, I think I'm okay. If we lose one game, maybe against Penn State, and then we make the Rose Bowl and maybe win that, then I think I'd be okay with that. If we lose one game and then make the playoffs and maybe lose in the first round of the playoffs, maybe lose in the semifinals, I'm okay with that. As long as we make it. We need to make the Big Ten Championship. That's, I would say, our goal for 2019 is make the Big Ten Championship before. Really, the first step should be win more than 10 games. Then make the Big Ten Championship, then win it, and then make the playoffs. Make the playoffs if you can. If you're ranked high enough at that point. I think if we go 11-1 with a Penn State close loss to Penn State, then I think we could be in. I think we'll be in. But as long as we don't lose, if we lose to Ohio State, then the whole year is a failure. We got to beat Ohio State. But until that happens, I'm never gonna predict Michigan to beat Ohio State. I'm not gonna do it. So I think Ohio State will beat us. I know you're probably thinking I need to be a little bit more positive, I guess, but it's very hard to be positive because I thought I was so positive that we were gonna win in 2018. Now, you guys know as the season goes through, I did it this year. I'm going to be changing my predictions probably, when the season came around for 2018. I made my predictions early, and I had all these games where I said we got a couple of games where I said we were gonna lose. Like I think I said Michigan State we were gonna lose to. I ended up changing my prediction for that, and we ended up winning. So we'll see what happens. But 11-1 is my prediction for now. We'll see how we do throughout the season. But that's not till September, and I don't want to think about it till September. So let me just get me through my junior year of high school first, and then we'll worry about that when it comes around. So because the 2019 season is the last season before I graduate. So once 2019 season is over and we hit the 2020 season, I'm out of high school. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this. If you enjoyed it, I'm sorry I ramble, and I'm not sure if this is too early to be making, but it is New Year's Eve when I'm making this. I've already made a second video, so this is my second video. I think I'm gonna upload this one probably now. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.